What is up? What's up? Um, so today we're back with another video. That's to talk about the Raiders preseason hype. Train has kind of happened. It's just kind of been there. Um, there's so many players I'm wanting to see. I want to see them step up. I want to see them take a step up in this team because you have to step up in this system. We're kind of at a point where again we're still figuring everything out. We were one of the two teams that were given to preseason games to see the full roster. Thankfully, from the Hall of Fame game, we saw our ups, we saw our downs. Anyone who does want to come through, I will open up the chat for you guys to come through. But um, I'm not going to be doing this for every preseason game. I'm just going to do this for this one too. But there's a lot I want to see. We saw our ups, we saw our downs with this roster. There wasn't really a up with the quarterback position. The running back position looks like it has competition at its finest. It looks like it's starting to really become a race for, hey, you need to step up, or hey man, keep doing what you're doing. There's a lot we could talk about. Every position really has its ups and downs. Again, don't expect to see starters. It's gonna be all backups. But what positions am I looking to see? And that's what I'm gonna discuss. What am I looking to see? I don't care if we win or lose. I just want to see the stars show up and outperform. We're hearing a lot of hype around a few players, a few that I've been giving you guys hype on, and we'll see, man. We'll see if that hype really lives up to itself. So, today, I'm gonna give you about 8 to 10 players, and we're gonna probably discuss even further into that. Let's get right into it though. So the first player I want to talk about is Sam Webb, man. Atrocious. He was atrocious in that first game. And I don't mean he was just straight out bad. Like, he sucked. He was straight up some cheeks. When he was on that field, he was getting burnt. And we only got away with it because the quarterback was overthrown. That's fine. I'm fine with it. And he overthrew him, but you're not going to make the roster doing that. That's not going to happen every single week. You're not just going to have the players. You're not going to have overthrows on every fucking throw. So every time that he was targeted, he was about 5 to 6 yards behind the wide receiver. And then mind me, this is backups. Mind it, it's backups he couldn't even get close to. So I want to see it. Can he play better than he did last week? Because if not, all that training camp hype was for nothing. There's a lot of training camp hype around a few players, and this is one of them I was listening about. I listen in about the players that are being hyped up because I want to see if they're worth that hype. And the players that are just not being heard about, and then they step up, I'm excited for them. Sam Webb, I was excited to see. And then he straight up underperformed. He was straight up some cheeks. It's as simple as I can put it. He has to have a good game. Otherwise, he's gone. This is the week he's gone. So, now it comes down to, was the hype but Sam Webb to me was someone that just, he sounded like he was performing, and then he just, it's been all training camp. I don't know what it is, but to me, that doesn't get you on that football field. It doesn't. Um, to me, if you're gonna only perform in the training camp, that's not gonna get you on that team because if you show you can't perform on that field at high levels, you don't deserve to be on that field. Because at the end of the day, we don't need you to be the reason that our defense secondary is being held back. When it comes down to injuries, we need people that are going to step up and perform. You showed us you could not do that. But I'm hoping you can. Because I want to see you go places. I want to see you in that secondary. Because I would legitimately want to see 6 corners make this team's roster. I want to see that much competition. Sam Webb, to me, won't be one of those guys. He might not even make the week 1 roster cuts. Corner number 2 I'm looking to see. It's getting a lot of hype. And I don't know. Will Meek live up to his hype that I've been hearing about for the past week? I've been hearing quite a few things good in training camp. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's not. I don't know what to think. Anyone who does want to come through, again, I'm going to get you all that link, man. That link is in there. Click on that link, man. But Amik, man, you're showing me you can't do it. And I don't know what you are, man. You're small, and that's the issue because you came from a small school, Louisiana Tech, from a bad conference, so you were able to get away with not being all that great. He was okay. And I was okay with him being on this team. I wanted to see him progress and get better over time, but it was legitimately he cannot cover outside wide receivers. So I would hope he could be at least a slot, and that's what he's been performing high level at. Sorry about that. So Amik, to me, he's a question mark. I just hope for the best of him. I think he can be something. He's not going to be, to me, the Raiders' cornerback spot is kind of getting locked up into 5 corners. I want to see one more step up. So this is how I see it. Rocky Sin, Anthony Averett, Renee Hobbs, Trayvon Mullen, Darius Phillips. We need one more to step up. I would like to see one more. I don't know about you, but I want to see one more make up this roster because we'll see. I would hope for the best. I think we have a legit secondary that's improved from last year, so we'll see. The next spot I want to talk about outside of secondary would be the right tackle spot. And I got something in my damn. Anyways, the right tackle spot's pretty bad. I would love to see Alex Leatherwood perform and be that right tackle spot for legit the future. I'm hearing good things, but I'm also hearing that Thayer Moonford is performing at a high level. It's not to say that Alex Leatherwood isn't performing at a high level. Maybe they're just taking the stress away from him and they're just putting all the stress towards another guy. But he's living up to it. So that's the biggest thing about it. And if you don't start Alex Leatherwood at right tackle, start him at right guard. He can be a guard. He can be a tackle. It don't matter. He performed okay at guard. You have to give him a starting spot in this team. He has to be a starter because where we drafted him is way too high for him not to be a legit starter week 1. Sorry about that. He just texted me back. But no, the right tackle spot to me, it's Leatherwood, man. I would hope it's Leatherwood. If it's not, that's pretty disappointing for where we drafted him. Actually, one of my personal favorites. The next spot is, will Darren Butler show improvement? So I hyped up the guy. I thought maybe he could be a great addition. He was going to improve, maybe. Oh, he was going to do all this and that. And he kind of stunk it up. If you look at the box score and you don't watch the game, you thought maybe he had an alright game. You go back, you look at the tape. He allowed 5 catches on 5 targets. He had um, he had 5 tackles there, and then had some other tackle. I think it was a run stop or some shit. I don't remember. He did underperform. I never said he was going to be a lock to make this roster, but I was going to love to see him make this roster, because outside of Perryman, Jayon Brown, Divine Diablo to be legit players, I would like to see one more legit linebacker and like in the middle of that defense. So I don't know, man. I would have loved to see him become. I would love to see him, as not stated so far before. I would love to see him become the successor to Denzel Perryman, maybe. Cheaper option. He can run stop. He can pass rush. He can play in coverage. So he can do it all. But it just comes down to doing it at a high level. So if he can't do the coverage spot right now at the high level, at least become a good pass rusher slash um, uh, run stopper, and then maybe you can be the successor to um, uh, Denzel, and then possibly just go from there. Maybe he improves over time, but Darren did have a rough game on his first preseason game, and I was okay with that. I understand that. He's a rookie, undrafted, so hopefully this game he steps up. Hopefully this game he can perform at a high level, and hopefully this game he can show us that he can be that legit fourth linebacker, and that hopefully 4 out of 5 or so. I wouldn't want to keep too many linebackers to unless they show up and they say, hey, we're ready to be that guy, but we'll see what happens with Darren Butler. I 100% cannot wait to see what this kid does today. I think he can be something. Actually, this next guy's a secondary player again. He had a very quietly good game. Bryce Cosby, man, just tore it up on that field, man. 100% respect, man. He was probably, outside of Darius Phillips and Nate Hobbs, one of the better corners. So I think he honestly could be the solidified 6th corner if Amik does not perform up to that level. And here's the best part about Bryce Cosby. He can become a corner slash safety. He can play all over this secondary. So I love that about him. I think he can perform at a high level anywhere. I do want to see him play and become something all around the defense. The guy's good. The guy can perform. And he performed really high. He did come out of Ball State. Very nice guy. Hopefully he can show up and perform really well for this game again. Lots to just really get into. Like, is Bryce Cosby going to be our 6th corner? I would love for him to be that 6th corner, but he can also become a safety depth piece. So, what are your guys' thoughts on these players so far that I've mentioned? Is there anyone that you guys think I've missed? Sorry about that. I think, yes, I think 100% if he plays, he solidifies himself this week. And I can't wait to see what he does this week. The next position I want to talk about is the QB2 spot, man. It is up for grabs, man. No one really took a head advantage. All the quarterbacks that played last week were average. The quarterback I want to see the most, it's Chase Garbers, man. I want to see Chase Garbers. He was not bad at all. in college. He can be something legit for this quarterback position down the road as a very good backup, just in case anything happens. The kid's not bad. He's young. He has room to grow, and that's what I like about it. So, Mullins should be QB2, but Stidham looked a little bit better because he played 3 out of the 4 quarters. But if anyone wants to come through, I think I've said this about 4 times. Here's the link if you do want to come through and talk some football with me. But yeah, the quarterback spot to me is still up for grabs. Stidham through 3 quarters had only 111 yards. Had some bad throws, and then the O-line is something that I'm going to really get into here in a moment. But the QB2 spot, I want to see Chase Garber step up and perform just to see if he has what it takes to become the QB2 this year, because he's the cheapest out of the other 3. So if he can show us that he can be that guy and we can save money at the quarterback position, 100% I am okay with that. Nothing's really guaranteed at that quarterback spot outside that Derek Carr is the starter and you just need a backup. I think, we'll see what happens. I do want to see. I'm going to take a very close look at the quarterback position again. Wide receivers did have a few key drops, and that's what I'm going to talk about here. Now, the wide receiver position is still up. Like, there are 9 guys competing for 5 to 6 spots. Now, I'm going to say 6 because we're going to have one of those guys probably become a returner. I got to see who takes the step up with this team, bro. Because you look at it, Tyron Johnson had a tough game, so hopefully he can outperform what he did last game. I liked Mac Hollins. I liked Keelan Cole. I think he was the one that took the headshot. Should have been penalized, but yeah, whatever, right? DJ Turner, I think, or it was Justin Hall was the guy that was going to become our returner, possibly. And, I mean, I'm okay with that if he can show it that he deserves that spot. But Devontae and Renfro are the only 2 guarantees at the wide receiver position. So you have Mac Hollins, Keelan Cole, Tyron Johnson, Demarcus Robinson. I'm going to say DJ Turner and Justin Hall all fighting out for the final 4 spots. So 6 guys for 4 spots. Who doesn't make this roster? We'll see. I mean, we're not going to keep more than 6, I think. I don't know. We'll see. I would like to see Tyron Johnson win out the wide receiver 2 on the outside next to Renfro and Devontae, but it's going to be a very actually, that's the position I'm about to talk about, Femboy. If you want to come through the chat and you want to come talk, I mean, wide receiver position, I'm not going to give my prediction yet until about week 4, week 3, actually, of the preseason. So next week, I'll give more of an in-depth thought about it, possibly. I will still give you my preseason thoughts. But the running back position is the funniest thing, man. Like, wow. That was so awkward for just out of nowhere. This running back crew just looks like it got better. Austin Walter and Amir Abdullah have just quietly been good. Quietly shown that they can be on this roster and they're not going to be deficiencies. Austin Walter just got signed out of nowhere. Went 8 for 49 and 2 touchdowns. I think it was. He had a very good game. He was one of the only very bright spots in the running game outside of Josh Jacobs and Zamir White. Amir Abdullah, he had a white game that was better than Kenyon Drake's. I don't know, man. I don't know about Kenyon Drake, bro. Like, he has to have a good preseason game to me to show that he's worth it. But what I would actually do is once he has a good game, once he has a good game, you might just trade him for some 6 round, 7 round pick. Like, there's so much depth here at the running back position that you don't even need Kenyon, bro. And that's why I never understood that, man. Keeping him around. Should have just traded him when we had the chance. Sorry about that, y'all. Fuck do you want? Cool. Okay, fuck. Robert, man, what's good, bro? Anyone want to come through and talk some Raider football? You're all advised. You can do that. I think we are going to have. I'm a little excited for these, man. I want to get. Honestly, part of me wants to just get over the preseason. I want to get to the regular season. It's pissing me off, man. Are you? What the fuck? Anyway, sorry about that. Man, the Raiders, man. So, something I do want to talk about. One more thing. And it's the final thing of the show. Man, the O-line underperformed in that game. And when I talk about underperformed, I mean they were bad. What is this? Is this O-line gonna hold us back this year? Because if we can't find 5 legit starters to hold up for Derek Carr to sit in that pocket, we're gonna have some issues. We need this O-line to step up. 100%. And I still think we're going to be a top 5 offense easily. So, let me know down in the comments. Do you think the O-line holds this offense back? I don't. I don't think it's going to hold us back that much, but we're still going to be a top 5 offense. But the O-line has to step up. The O-line, to me, has to step up. And I need some promise from the O-line that, hey, we can hold up and we can protect the quarterback enough that we can go get a top 5 offense easily and maybe even top 3 like I've said we can. Passing attack is going to be there. We were top 5 in passing last year with the bottom 2. So I'll see y'all soon. Thank y'all for coming through. If there's not anything else anyone wants to come through and add, I'm out of here. Have a great day.